Our boy Dustin Schutte has a new article for Purdue's SI.com site. Everybody go read it. Go follow Dustin. He does phenomenal work. And we often end up having conversations that come off of the work that Dustin puts out there. So we greatly appreciate you, my friend Dustin. He went in depth on Purdue's new class of incomers, meaning Antoine West, Oscar Clough, Omer Meyer, and Liam Murphy. Very different ways these guys all got to Purdue. Traditional American recruiting, prep services, prep basketball, etc. You've got two guys from the transfer portal, and then you've got one player from Israel. Paint's going global. And these guys all have different stories, different backgrounds, different personalities, different goals, even. Some of these dudes are here for their last year in college. One of these dudes wants to get to the NBA. One of these dudes is just looking to have a good college basketball career to start. And all of them are united by one thing, as Dustin writes in this article. If you talk to them and you hear their stories of how they ended up at Purdue, you hear one word constantly come up, and it's the word family. I'm going to read to you a quote from Antoine West, but it's backed up with quotes from every member of this new class as well. Antoine West said, quote, "It feels like a family. At most places, it feels more like a business. Everyone gets caught up in the business aspect. But I feel like everyone here, not just the coaching staff, but the players and the people, it feels more family oriented." Oscar Clough also giving quotes that back this up. He said, "It's a family built place. Once you see that, why would you go anywhere else?" We talked about that quote individually weeks ago. Omer Meyer, in his little introduction, when they were putting his microphone on and getting an interview with him, he said, "I was starting to realize how much Purdue is a family. They make you feel comfortable, no ego. Everyone is actually a family." So Liam Murphy has quotes that back this up as well. That word keeps coming up, but I want to go back to what Antoine West said. Most places feel like a business opportunity, a business environment. It's a business problem. At Purdue, it feels like family. Do you believe that's accurate at this point in time? And what are your thoughts?
Um, why can't both be true? Like, why can't it be a business opportunity while the coach is also giving you a family like atmosphere? Like, why can't you like Yaxel, obviously the highest paid transfer. Why can't Yaxel go to Ann Arbor and feel like that's his family too? That's my biggest takeaway is I feel like it's become this thing where like you either spend a lot of money and it's just a business transaction, or it's like a family like environment. And I don't understand why it can't be both. We're talking about like a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Um, every school should be trying to create a family like environment for the development of them, not just as players, but as humans, I think. And I think we've kind of lost the plot on the development of them as people outside of like the sports world. But I mean, I definitely agree with the quote. Like, I would never take away from the fact that Purdue is a family environment compared to the rest. When you talk of like, it's not just the players coming in. Listen to TKR, Fletch, Braden, you listen to Edie, Travion Williams, like so on and so forth. All they do is rave about the family-like environment that is at Purdue. Um, I mean, even Jaden Ivey returned for like the alumni game, was scrimmaging against the team. Obviously didn't play in the alumni game, but there's videos of him with the team, and he's coming off. What was his injury again?
I forget exactly what he tore, but it was season ending
It was
pretty
brutal.
bad. Yeah.
I know this is like the first sign of like, oh, Jaden Ivey's like back that we've had since he left or since he got hurt, excuse me. And I think just like little things like that show how much of a family like environment it actually is. So I definitely wouldn't take anything away from that, but I just think like I think you can spend a bunch of money and also create a family environment if you do things the right way.
You got to lead with something though, right? Like even if you're trying to create both and selling both, it definitely is like thematically what are you giving off when you have first conversations? And the portal, we know the portal moves very quickly. So sometimes it's like speed dating, right? You don't get to build a 6 year long relationship with somebody. You have to get on the phone and say, this is the pitch. And
Right.
I do think, line up every program in the top 25 for next year in college basketball. My guess is 20 of them have a pretty similar pitch. And that pitch is something along the lines of you'll play, you'll make money, and look at what we'll put around you, and then you can start talking other things. But like that to me, that's where you start your speed dating usually, right? Is what is the job I'm going to do? Here's your role, here's your pay, then we'll go from there. I don't think Purdue ever is going to be the school that starts there. I mean, if you're looking for just a number and a role, Purdue's not the place for you. And I think that is what makes them unique. To that extent, I totally like this resonates with me that all of the newcomers at the same time are simultaneously screaming, it's family here and it's business everywhere else. The second point I want to make, I feel like you kind of got there by the end of what you were saying, but there's the big umbrella that is Purdue, and I would even call it Matt Painter's Purdue, right? Like Purdue, the program I have massive amounts of respect for, but we are currently in Matt Painter's prime, 20 years into what he has built at Purdue. This is operating on all cylinders. It's just thriving right now. It's his own little baby that has grown up and become this big boy monster, right? Um, the Purdue program certainly was founded on family and values and all that good stuff, but these four guys that are speaking, giving these quotes, West, Murphy, Clough, Meyer, the Purdue that they know, the Purdue that they've been introduced to, is basically the healthiest version of Purdue ever.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real about it. They're not meeting even the Carson Edwards Purdue. They're not meeting even like the Robbie Hummel Purdue 2 decades ago. They're meeting the preseason number one team in the country, national title or bust, Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, TKR Purdue. And whatever their first impression is of Purdue right now is honestly a testament to who those three guys are. This is what Braden and Fletcher and TKR have built. So if it feels like family, it's because those guys treat it like family. And also, it might be that Braden and Fletcher kind of look like siblings. If you squint a little bit, that could probably help. But I can totally get it, right? Because those three have been here so long. They've turned down other opportunities. All of them have been really unselfish in their values of we love it here, this is home. And
Mhm.
if you come meet them and your first time you walk into the practice facility and Braden and Fletch and TKR, three dudes who are all American level good, basically, two of them and then Fletch. Um, and all of them are just not even focused on the money. They're focused on the banners and the winning and the togetherness. Then yeah, I can get why it would feel that way, you know?
Yeah, I think the point you made about them staying probably is what makes it feel like family, right? Like, because they could have left.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest difference is like, I don't think it's the toughest to create like a family like environment when you're dealing with 18, 19, 20 year olds, right? It's just about buying in and caring about them. And I do believe Paint cares about his players on a level that not a lot of people probably do, right? Because he cares more about that than he does some of the other stuff, like the NIL aspect of it. And I think that's what leans into it. But it's cemented by something, right? And it was cemented by Braden Fletch and TKR saying, I don't want to go to Kentucky. I don't want to go to, I want to be here. And when you take what Paint believes in and it's like cemented by two All-Americans and Fletcher Lawyer, I mean, how much better of reassurance do you need for prospects?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'm totally on board with you. We know it's special. Can I now flip the coin though and give the other thing that does sit here a little bit for me? Like when I hear this out loud, like something's going on here and I'd like to speak to it just a little bit. Again, I'm an outsider. I'm not a Purdue guy. Don't bring the pitchforks out. We don't need to do that in August. You got 2 months to get the pitchfork out. Purdue fans love to hear this. Right? I'm not saying this isn't real, but I think I mentioned this in another video recently. There are certain places, certain programs, certain fan bases that just like to feel, for lack of a better way to frame it, morally superior.
Yeah.
They don't want to just win, they want to win the right way. Whatever they define as the right way is. I think it was the BYU video we were doing. BYU fans are very similar. It's like, we have this moral code and we don't stand for pay for play. We are family, not business. Let's be extremely clear about this. And you can go guy by guy and sure, decipher, they're using the buzzword family in their quotes. But let's go guy by guy through this. Why is Omer Meyer at Purdue?
Ultimately,
Why did he come from Israel across the ocean from a professional career that he already had to come to West Lafayette for a year?
ultimately, it's like the money he got plus the NBA. Like ultimately.
It's to pair with Braden Smith, learn from the best point guard in the country, and then end his 2 year plan by being in the NBA, much like Jaden Ivey did. And again, it's a credit to Matt Painter that he's built this into a place where a kid can come from Israel and say, I'm going to Purdue so that I can get to the NBA in 2 years. That's awesome. But Omer Meyer didn't leave his life to just feel like he's the new cousin in a family. He did it because he thinks this is going to help him get to the NBA, and playing with Braden Smith is a great business opportunity. Oscar Clough, why is the best rebounder in the country at Purdue this year?
Play with TKR and to play with Braden and Fletch, and he probably had an idea about Homer.
Not just because these guys are all lovable and we get to play cards at night, we're a family, because it was the best landing spot for the best rebounder in the country to try and win a national championship. And guess what? If your goal is to win a national championship, that's a business opportunity, right? So I just, again, to your point at the top of this, you can do both. And I think the way the Purdue fan base just is inherently wired, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a statement on what they are. They want to feel like it's all for family. And whatever else comes, whatever success comes on top of that, well, we did it the right way, and that's great. The reality is this is the number one team in the country, and now you are attracting big time players because of the business opportunity your coach has built. We can
Yeah,
still believe the family part is true. But these four newcomers, even if they're screaming, I'm here because it feels like family, they love that it feels like family. They're here because they want to win a national championship, and this was the best possible place to do it. It's a testament for Matt Painter that he's built it into something. But man, I would even just add as a data point on this, I'm sure Miles Colvin and Cam Heide loved the family atmosphere. They're no longer there because they didn't really see a path for their business opportunity to get where they wanted it to be. Right? Like, and this will come for future Boilermakers too at points. It just is what it is. You got to marry both. And Matt Painter's doing it lovely, but it's not one or the other, to your point.
yeah. I mean, I think that that's the element of like, yeah, Pink cares about the kids. Yeah, he builds this family environment. But if your family doesn't have the best point guard in the country, if your family doesn't have an All-American power forward, if your family doesn't have one of the best shooters in the country, I don't think anyone cares as much, right? Like it was those three cementing what he said that got everybody else to want to come because, I mean, do I believe Braden would have left Purdue? No. Do I believe if Clough and Omer don't agree, and then like maybe Fletch, who I think he was the one that like might have actually like probably like taken an offer. Let's say Fletch did explore that option. I don't think it's that ridiculous that like Payton would have had to go recruit Braden to stick around a little bit. You know what I mean? Like who knows? Like everything went Purdue's way this offseason, but I do think there's another world where maybe it doesn't go Purdue's way. And I think if you simulate the offseason 100 times, it probably goes Purdue's way 90, which is a testament to the family environment that Payne's built. Um, but like you said, unless you have the business model, the business opportunities on the other side of it, there is a world where that other 10 plays out too. And Payne just did it perfectly this offseason. He has the perfect group to help him do it too. And that's a part of it, right? Like when you're building anything, it's about getting those personalities that mesh with what you want to do that makes it stick.
Yeah. Testament to Payne, because in my opinion, even just silo the Braden conversation. Braden's back at Purdue not largely because of like good vibes, family. I love it here. He does love it here, but he's back at Purdue because Matt Painter did the necessary things to convince him the best opportunity for his career was to stay. Like ultimately, it became more appealing to play on the number one preseason team in the country that landed the correct pieces that he needs to win and set all these records. It's about success ultimately. And also, like, let's not be naive about it. Paint's done a really good job with their NIL this summer.
Yeah.
Like from all signs we've heard, they're competitive there in a way they haven't been previously. So, again, it can be both. The family stuff is absolutely true. But when it starts to become like it's a family here, it's a business everywhere else, it's still a business at Purdue. There's more precedent on or more prioritization on the family atmosphere too. But these guys, let's not be naive. These guys are here because this is the best team in the country, and that's at the root of it all. And it's a credit to Matt Painter for building that.